Welcome to the Notorious Scoundrels, a Star Wars Legion podcast bringing you the latest news, general perspective, and competitive discussion.
Hello and welcome back to the Notorious Scoundrels podcast. I'm Kyle. I'm here with Mike and Zach. Did you guys catch the AMG mini extravaganza stream last week?
I'm sorry, what's that?
the mini extravaganza. Did I say that right? Mini ganza.
Are you trying to tell me that we got Legion news?
We did. We got actual, real, actionable Legion news in a little trickle. So not like fully actionable, but actionable enough to talk about. So we are going to talk about that today. We're going to briefly talk about Invader League. And but first, we're going to hit some housekeeping. What do you got for us, Mike?
So I'm sure that there is a ton of you out there in the world of the Fifth Trooper that have been asking for these things, and I know that because I get DMs about it at least once a day. We are going to be putting up sidebars for pre-order here pretty quickly. It is worth mentioning a couple things. Red and blue sidebars will be in this pre-order. We are also doing 4 more designs that are themed, maybe similarly to the order tokens that we just did. So if you're looking to kind of customize your table and your army or whatever, these are probably some great additions to some sweet order tokens and a sweet mat. So in any case, be on the lookout for those. Those should be coming shortly on pre-order. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM us or, just drop us a line on Facebook or something.
They look sweet.
They do. Can confirm. And if you ordered those order tokens, you should be getting them sometime this week.
Yes, I believe all of them have come in and have been are in the process of shipping or have been shipped at this juncture. I know that there was one point last week, Jay was like, I sent out 80 boxes of stuff today, and it was like, he had another 100 to ship the next day. So I'm pretty sure they're all out the door at this point. So yeah, I mean, that I thank you for your support on the order tokens. I think based on the support we have had for them, I think you can probably expect us to do some more order token stuff in the future.
Yeah, keep the triple S moving, the Shalansky sweatshop.
One man sweatshop. All right. Well, real quickly, let's hit on Invader because Mike, you and I both played I think you played your round of 32 match, right?
I
played my round.
I played a game ahead of you ish.
I'm losing track of which one we're in.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's a little weird. Because whoever
you got
I play
next
isn't even playing the game that decides that until a week from today. So I can't even start scheduling my next game until they play their game in a week. So I think maybe we played mine a little early. I don't know. But yeah, I did play mine. I played against Treska Pepsi, who's playing double AAT, and the Wrath of Rexstar strikes again. Turns out, Call Me Captain. I gotta say, Call Me Captain has been very good for me this Invader season. No complaints. Traditionally, it has kind of been a little bit less than stellar card in my lineup, but it has definitely pulled its weight this season.
Well,
so
I would think, and I've only watched bits and pieces of the games, but I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that without standby sharing, you need Rex to kind of do a little bit more lifting than he's used to than say last season. I'm not saying he always needs to do these things, because if he's doing these things, that means you're in some sort of predicament. That you're not predicament, but Rex is close to something that's threatening him or other things that could be threatening him.
I would say what I have experienced, particularly in my last 2 games, is that Call Me Captain is just really good against things that have white saves, specifically like droids. I think Rex's red dice have killed 40 droids over the course of 2 games.
It's just so consistent. They're so consistently good. Like it's
it's just like, because basically, you add 3 red dice and you're just like, okay, I just added 3 casualties to this attack, right?
Yeah,
and it's
pretty
just like,
much.
that's how it works. And like if
And then you
you're
split fire and you do it twice in one attack.
right, you split fire once and you basically take a B1 unit extra off the table, right? Clearly in 2 separate, it's split, but like taking 6 B1s off the table is taking 6 B1s off the table. So I can't complain. Like I said, it's traditionally been a card that I've leaned almost not at all on, and it just is it's really shined the last 2 games, which has been great. That's my Invader League game. How did yours go, Kyle?
Good. It was against the Dewback Flame Ion Darth Vader situation. Basically it was payload. That particular Dewback list kind of only has one mode, really. And
charge.
Yeah. hit the W key and hold it down, basically. It's I think it's well designed to kill droid lists that are heavy on B1s and light on close range threats. But my list is not that. So the B2s with their range 2 pools and Maul did a decent job of handling all of the things that were coming towards it. So, and it's kind of weird facing, the list is so skewed. It doesn't really have any range threats. So there was a turn where I basically just I did like a last activation Maul, just basically jump into the open and saber throw some snowtroopers. And then he just kind of chilled there for half a turn in the open. Because I'm like, what's going to shoot me? Eventually he got charged by a Dewback and actually took like 3 wounds because he rolled 6 hits on the way in.
Let me tell you something. Between your game and I believe the other game that I watched was I'm doing a lot of watching, was the Lupo 4th game. But my point that I'm getting at is that these B2 range 2 dice pools are just sickening to see happen. Like I see you guys just keep on adding dice, and I'm just like, wow, I just legitimately forget how good this dice pool is, because let's put it this way, right? We haven't had a range 2 unit in a while feel as dangerous as these B2s do. And when you see them throw those dice, you're like, well, shit, they are about to kill something, because it's not only a lot of dice, it's reliable dice. Like it's such a good dice pool.
I bet Mike's going to talk about arcs.
I'm not. I'm actually going to counterpoint this with Wookiees. Because holy, I think this has been the Wookiees breakout tournament. I know not a ton of people are playing them, but I think at this juncture we can safely say that triple Wookiee Rebels is, regardless if you're playing Op Luke or Cassian K2 or whatever, it's a thing and it's good. And it's scary as all get out.
Yeah, because that's actually a similar dice pool, isn't it, with Pierce? Basically, it's what they throw black-white at range 2, right?
Yeah, it's the Wookiee dice pool is 3 blacks, 3 whites. Sorry, three blacks, 4 whites, and a red.
Yeah,
with Pierce. The B2 one is a little bit stronger on raw dice, but it doesn't have Pierce, and they also don't natively surge, whereas the Wookiees do.
Right. So, but you have blast. So I mean,
yeah, it's but the B2s are also useless in melee, and Wookiees are decidedly not. So.
Wookiees are just better lightsabers in melee. I think. I think with the changes to Duelist, or the addition rather of Duelist.
I admittedly haven't seen them since the changes. I haven't watched a Wookiee game yet. But scary. I'm sure if I did, I'd probably be pooping my pants.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty much me watching these B2 shots. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to see this happen to this poor person, and they're just unloading dice.
Yeah, I actually think the new modus operandi for Rebels, as far as what the best Rebel list may be, includes triple Wookiees in it. I think, maybe we'll see. I just it's really scary. I do think, do we want to talk about Invader League statistics at this particular juncture? I know that
it's a little too early.
It is a little too early, but it's sort of fun.
It is fun. let's wait until we get like proper full league Bushman stats.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just really want to talk about how bad B1 battle droids are.
Yeah. So okay, we can hit that part because droids as a whole are winning less than 50% of their games. And that's a pretty big sample size because there were 38 droid players.
I don't want this to turn into a narrative where droids aren't good, because they are.
Well, sure, but it's not that they're like, I mean, there was this narrative before elimination started that they were like the Rex star of season 6. And clearly that's not the case, because the Rex star of season 6 is actually Rex star.
Well, hold on. The point being behind that was that 11 of the lists were quintessentially the same list.
Sure.
That's what the comparison that I was making. I'm pretty sure the three of us have been on the same page from the get-go, that we didn't think that the 13 activation list was that good.
Well, hang on. I think whether it's good and how easy it to play it.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Last week.
It's hard to.
You got to separate those two things from each other.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is there's a lot of droid players that are losing games.
Yeah,
and they're getting particularly crushed by Republic. I think it was like 70-30.
See, I don't find that surprising. I
don't either.
Republic gun lines just have the thing is, when every hit is a body on the floor when it comes to droids, right? And it's just like, what does Republic do better than everybody else? Take wind-up shots and hit you with 8 dice through cover. Like,
yeah, that's the thing about like Republic. Like, if your plan against them is to like shoot them off the table, you're in trouble, because like they will outgun you. Like, and I think that's the thing about the 13 activation list, is that it's essentially a droid gun line with some fast flanking units, and they are moving into a chipper, a wood chipper per se, or a droid tripper, and
droid chipper. I like that.
A droid. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're riding into it. And the thing about that list is that, like, sure, the Staps can get like a turn where they last first, but they're not going to get completely away from that gun line without taking casualties,
Well, and like, regardless of how long they wait, they're going to take a bunch on the way in, because you just get take that clankered, right? And between take that clanker and air support, you're like, okay, I really can't wait this long to engage, right? Like, I can choose to do that, but I'm going to have a lot less bodies once I get in there. So I think it presents like an interesting problem in that respect.
There's also like that dynamic where like clones are especially good against white saves, and droids can be very bad against red saves in situations. Like, they are like the yin and yang kind of situation, and like they're just clashing, and the units that are coming out on top are the ones with like the more reliable dice, we'll call it, well, in a sense.
And I think that one of the things that has in my 2 games against Separatists so far that is like really shined is like a sticking point, is that like, if you are playing against clones and you didn't bring like reliable ranged pierce attacks, it's like you're kind of playing with fire. Like, my last opponent had 2 fully loaded AATs, and he's like, I killed 2 clones this turn, and it's just like, and he's passing 10 hits through cover, but sometimes the dice are pretty average, and most of the time the dice are pretty average, frankly. And if you're not bringing the pierce, it's really hard to actually put clone bodies in bags. So,
which is why Rebels are actually having a decent time against Republic, if I remember from that list.
Totally.
Yeah, Rebels are doing pretty well overall. Rebels and Republic.
The good guys.
Yeah, light side. I do think I'd be interested to see, once this is all over, the breakdown of like, while we're talking about droid lists, the droid lists that are more quote unquote traditional and brought a force user versus those that are sort of trying to do the gunline thing. Because one of the weaknesses of a clone list is if you get in there with, Luke or Maul or Dooku or whoever, you have less answers for that sort of thing. But
absolutely,
if you're just playing with a bunch of B1s, and spamming white save bodies at range, and you're trying to outshoot a clone list, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, like, you just can't do enough damage on the way in most of the time. You know, like, you're like, okay, I'm going to last first you with my staps. And they're like, okay, you killed 2 clones on the way in. Like, I still have 5 Z6s that are just going to wind up and shoot you. So, you know, I mean, yeah, can't keep Rex down, man. Can't keep him down.
Rex is really good. All right. Well, that's enough about Invader League. I probably, by the time you hear this, I will have played my next game. It is against Richard, who is running double airspeeder, the 12 activation Rebel double T47 list, which I think is pretty darn good, especially against droids.
Vets?
Yeah, it's 3 vets with the heavy upgrade, 3 MK2s, an officer, R2, 2 T47s, and like a couple snipers, I think. It's good. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm glad I brought some impact.
Yeah, I mean, I feel. I mean, obviously B2s with their blast impact thing going on there are pretty good against air speeders, assuming they can get a range 2 shot. But I also think, you know, Maul with 4 red dice saber throw is also pretty kind of nasty.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 wounds basically. It's, you know, cover strips 1, it's impact 2. He doesn't surge crit.
Sure.
So unless you get like a natural crit, you know, it's not like a Luke saber throw where you can sort of add +1 onto whatever your impact value is.
Yeah.
But two reliable wounds is 2 reliable wounds on something. We'll see. It's not like the airspeeders are the only thing in the list. You know, he's got the vet gun line thing going on too. So, and R2D2. So, yeah, I've played against a list like that actually with a Maul list. It was interesting. It was dicey. Maul definitely had to put the game on his back a little bit, which of course he's capable of. But
I think your list has an interesting situation ahead of it because you don't have a reliable way to like kill those Mark IIs quick. Really, which is like how you take that kind of list down. As much as like I shit on like emplacements, that's what you do. You kill emplacements fast and you start taking activation counts lower and lower, and you're like trying to get like 12 to 10 so you're even on activations, right? You don't necessarily have those tools per se. I mean, you do and you don't, you know.
I only have 1 sniper.
I was only 1. I said that you had 2, so there you go. So like, yeah, so you're gonna have to like try and like pluck those at like range 3, and by the time that happens, you're probably in the thick of it anyways. I'm assuming you're blue.
I am blue.
So I mean, just need a good battle deck pull.
Yeah, hostage or something would be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. I believe he's German also. So I'm apparently running the German gauntlet here. Elims. Anyway, that'll be fun. That's by the time you hear this, it will be done, I'm sure. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Mini Stravaganza. So what did we see as far as like actual concrete previews are concerned at Mini Stravaganza?
So when you say concrete previews, are we talking rules or are we talking like, here's a sweet mini?
Let's start with rules because that's like what we can actually talk about. And then we can mention the minis because there were some cool minis that they showed us with basically no rules. So I don't know how much we can really do with that. But
so we got, as far as rules go, we got Yoda's unit card. We got the Aa5 speeder trucks unit card. We got the LAAT LE Patrol Transports unit card, which since it's dual faction means we got a unit card for every faction. Additionally, we got 2 upgrade cards for the Aa5 and 2 upgrade cards. 2 upgrade cards for the LAAT, 1 Imperial, 1 Republic. So I guess we can kind of just jump into why don't we start with Yoda? He's kind of the headliner here, I feel like. You know, he's got 2 sweet miniatures in his box, one which is like jumping, leaping Yoda, and the other one which is like I think it looks like he's got separate arms. You can like build him with a lightsaber or with his cane, and he's kind of, you know, little bit more general as opposed to Jedi form. So yeah, I mean, his unit card, which I probably should have gotten in front of me before I started talking, is 200 points, which is a lot.
It's tied with Palpanduku for the most expensive unit in the game.
Yeah, and he's in a faction where points matter, like a lot.
It's freaking Yoda. It makes sense.
Oh, clearly.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just I'm strictly narrating, what we're looking at. He's got an interesting unit card in that it's kind of it looks very Palpatine-esque, I think, at first glance. He's got guidance, which is looks to be basically pull the strings, except it can't be an attack. So I mean, I guess is pull the strings move or shoot?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. In some ways it's more flexible, and in some ways it's less.
Because this can be like an objective action, right?
Right. So pull the strings is specifically just move or attack. This is anything except an attack, so that can additionally include like standby. You could make someone take a standby action,
and then you force push them into it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Got your attack.
Right. You could do a move action on something that has charge or relentless, and get an attack that way. So there are ways to like make this better than pull the strings, right? Totally. But yeah, like you said, an objective action, you could have someone work a VAP twice in one turn or something.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty flex. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's something here, right? This is unique. It's a thing, it's a unique thing Yoda has. So he's got Ataru mastery, on all of these Clone Wars factions. We've seen these lightsaber masteries come up. This one is cool. I just like
this might be the coolest mastery.
I kind of wish though, like Luke Skywalker had this.
Luke Skywalker
Luke would be silly if he had this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No, sure. But it feels very.
Why don't you say what it does, Mike?
It feels very Yoda-y.
Yeah. So the text here is you can perform up to 2 attack actions, just like period. Like your 2 actions every turn can both be attacks. So that's like already like if any other lightsaber user had this, they'd be like, yes. So
it's
that's pretty.
It's permanent Son of Skywalker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about that part. I was mainly thinking about the tokens that come afterwards. So yes, this should never be on Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, totally.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that would mean he had to charge twice. Can you imagine like operative Luke who can disengage having this? Yeah, it would be stupid.
I was thinking of the tokens, not
Yeah. So anyways, so that's the first line of many. The next is after you perform an attack, you gain 1 dodge token. So, it's kind of like a pseudo force reflexes effect, and that like every time you attack, you get a dodge token. And then the next line is after you defend, gain 1 aim token, which I think is a little narrower, just in that,
the timing on that one's like,
it can be good in the right situation.
Yeah,
what stands out to me here is he's like really could be quite good in like a Jedi duel. Like he's getting some sort of token for going first or going second, right? Which I think is interesting.
Seems appropriate for him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He's the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, just like it says on the card, right? Like he should be good. And then we have the standard text while defending against a ranged attack. If you spent a dodge token, the attacker suffers 1 wound for each surge result. It's deflect, right? So it's just in addition to all of those things, he has deflect. Yeah, I mean, this seems interesting to me. I sort of feel like without seeing the rest of his kit, it's kind of hard to gauge how good this is going to be. It's worth noting he's speed 1 like Palpatine. He's got 5 health like Palpatine. He's got 4 courage like Palpatine. He surges to crit on offense, surges defensively natively without spending a dodge token, which is important.
Yep, like Palpatine.
Yeah, like Palpatine. He's immune to Pierce. He's got Master of the Force 2, all like Palpatine. It's worth noting that there is no card text on his unit card that says charge or relentless or steady on it, which sort of makes Target Mastery. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, if Palpatine didn't have any command cards, he would be bad, right? Like, so I sort of think that like Yoda's probably in a boat where like we got to see what his command cards do.
Good bones though. Like that is like a good start for what you think Yoda would be.
Yeah, and his attack profiles, which is melee, 4 red dice, impact 2, pierce 2, and force wave, which is range 1 to 2, 4 black dice, surge to crit, blast suppressive. Like, both his attack pools are insanely consistent. They like his lightsaber is going to do damage every time you use it, like just hands down. It's not Vader's saber, clearly, but I mean, he's got a lot of other cool things going on here. He also has an inbuilt ranged attack that has suppressive and blast on it.
See, I could see that being the attack that you use often for Ataru, because it doesn't specify melee attack. It says 2 attack actions, and you're throwing reliable dice at range 2 that negates cover. And I could just see that being something you do more often than on the lightsaber side of things.
I mean, you could literally just stand in place and just like put force suppression on something, right? Like,
yeah.
And conceivably, if you take Jedi Mind Trick, you're putting 6.
It could also be something where you're engaged with like 3 dudes. You hit them with the lightsaber, and it's like towards the end of the round, and you just force wave them, and you basically attack 2 different things because it doesn't specify what you're attacking. Like, it's just 2 attack actions, so you have the flexibility to do those things. It's gonna be interesting to see. There's a lot of different ways you can kind of play it out.
Totally. So yeah, I think without seeing his command card, you know, he's 200 points. It's a lot for anything in Legion. All I know is that all the other 200 point units we have sweet command cards. So
I would say that if he ends up being good and his command cards are good, you probably want to dust off phase once.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
Yeah.
just like generically list building, like, you know, it's possible he's got like other upgrades in his pack that we don't know about, like, but just with like generic force abilities that we know about, Yoda's going to clock in at like 220 to 230. Right?
Yeah,
because you're probably taking force push, you're probably taking Jedi Mind Trick, you know, barrier almost definitely. You know, he's got Masterful Force too. Yeah, I think this might be the first like 3 Force guy that like has like real competition and all for like all 3 slots. I think. I don't know.
I think I would argue Dooku does too, but
yeah, that's fair. I just like unlike Palpatine, I feel like Yoda has a little bit more, like he's probably going to want more things, I think.
Might be like a rare time you see Hope, because like he's got guidance and he's going to want to go a little bit early, and you might have to settle for phase 1s versus phase 2s, and suppression mitigation will be good. I don't know. It's only 3 points.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
only 3 points.
4 slots are so good.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think jury's out, but I think promising start.
Agreed. I'm excited. I love the models too, the various poses.
Oh, the models are sweet.
They look a little weird without paint on them, but the poses are fantastic. It's just because like it's weird seeing like Yoda like being grayed out.
Yeah, well, somebody posted. I think AMG posted a finished version of him somewhere.
They painted like 4 of them on stream.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I haven't seen a painted one. I've only seen...
They painted one in like pink jammies.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. They put out Yoda when I was having no kids. It was just me and the wife at home, and we were watching TV like all night. So like a quiet time, like, sorry honey, I'm not gonna yeah, hold on, I'm watching the AMG stream, babe. I know the kids aren't here, but yeah, let me see what they're doing with Yoda. That was that's not how it rolled out on Saturday.
Yeah. All right, what's next? Let's do the Aa5 Mystery Machine next, shall we?
Sure.
Zach, you want to tell us about the Mystery Machine?
Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself, wasn't working. So yeah, the Walter White special here. It's 75 points base. It comes with armor, hover ground, reposition, transport 1 closed, weak point 2 rear. It comes on the oblong base, and it should be noted it does not have a base weapon. It is straight up weaponless, except for upgrades. It has native surge on defense, health of 6, resilience of, health of 8, resilience of 6. So they also did put out a weapon profile, which we'll go to real quick, and then we'll go back to the base, which is the heavy laser retrofit. It's range 1 to 4. It is a rainbow dice pool of red, black, and white, and it comes with critical 1 for 16 points. So obviously, if you want this thing to shoot dice, you have to tack on, we'll call it 16 because we only know the one weapon. We don't even know if it comes with more. It comes with no weapon. It does come with a pilot, and I'm just going to bring me to my next point because this sounds like it's going to be the RV of Luke Skywalker. Shriv Shurgav. I don't know if I just butchered that or not. It is rebel only. You gain field commander, and it comes with a free action of choose a friendly trooper unit you are transporting or at range 1 to 2. It gains 1 dodge token and may gain 1 suppression token, and that's for 10 points. So for 85 points, this is not knowing anything else about this thing. For 85 points, you can plop Luke Skywalker in there and also feed him a free dodge token while driving him. Seems good.
And have your commander slot.
So there you go. If you're bringing Baldy and you don't want to bring Baldy anymore, you just bring this guy and you speed her along. Now, it's an expensive tool to carry Luke Skywalker around, and there's a lot of unknowns about the Walter White machine, but it seems pretty good on the face of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that leaps out to me, kind of just on the face of it, the speeder truck clearly does not generically have arsenal. And the upgrade is 3 dice for 16 points, which is 91. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not paying 91 points for a 3 die DLT. So like, you're definitely, I mean, like maybe this thing has other hard points or whatever, but like that gun specifically seems like I only take this if I'm taking the truck anyways type thing. Like you're not taking this as a weapons platform. It feels like
you're taking it to be like, well, I have the option to shoot because it's in my list.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like 16 points for that gun feels a little steep to me.
Whoa. You have the rifle gunner on the land speeder that costs like 9 points for 2 white dice. So this is at least a rainbow dice with reliable dice and critical 1. I don't want to hear that crap.
Well, at least the gunner for 9 points tax that onto like a larger pool, which
justify it whatever way you want, Mike.
Okay. Anyways, like I think that's more reasonable to some extent.
Yeah, but
I think like it's possible this thing is not supposed to be a weapons platform.
I think that's my point, right? It doesn't feel like one,
right? And if that's the case, maybe that's kind of cool that we're actually getting a heavy vehicle.
I think it's awesome.
Whose job is to like deliver fleet troopers or Luke across the table,
or Wookiees. I mean,
Wookiees.
Like, screw Luke. Like put Wookiees in this thing so they don't get shot when they come across the table.
Exactly.
So
that seems fine to me.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't
100% agree.
Isn't transport one minute? Hold on, it's been a while.
No.
I've never transported. It's like I transport
one unit.
thing. Oh, one unit. Okay.
I think the other keyword is light transport.
That's what it was. Light. I knew there's a differentiation.
The X-34 is.
Yeah, it is light transport.
That's what it is. Okay.
So yeah, this is a whole unit.
Yep, you can put a unit of Wookiees in there.
A lot of different things you can do in that. All right, cool.
Totally.
Beefy unit of fleet troopers with frag grenades or something.
What are those?
Actually, that'd be not that much better, but because they have 2 white dice anyway. But still.
I'm excited to see the paint jobs on this thing.
I do too.
Like someone posted a Lando. I know, Kyle, you're building Lando, right now. Someone posted a Lando today in like the Legion Facebook, and he's got like this like I don't know, aqua blue shirt, or maybe no, aqua blue like cape with like a yellow shirt and like designs on it. I don't know whoever posted that, but that thing is fantastic. and it's exactly what I want to see with like this thing. I want to see like, I mean, I keep on alluding to Walter White. I want to see like the A Train, like you could go Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation. Like there's so many different things you can do here.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
Painted
Scooby-Doo,
purple.
yeah, Mystery Machine, like
Yeah.
so many different things here. It's definitely like one of those models where sure you might have like a canon themed army, but this is like the place where you meme it. Like you should meme this thing.
Sure.
Well, and there are ways to meme it too that are kind of Star Warsy. Like I've already seen people talk about doing like decals and stuff that are like, you know, like World War II style bomber pinups, except the Star Wars version of those, you know, or something like that, or squad insignias or something. Like there are ways to give this thing a lot of personality and still have it feel Star Warsy.
And if I recall correctly from the first AMG stream, I believe that they said that door on it is removable. So
Yeah,
like you can actually
the inside.
physically put models in there,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
It's cool.
It creates a little bit of a weird thing with bumping models in certain situations, but like whatever, like that's cool.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars Rhino. If you're familiar with 40K,
I'm
Yeah.
not.
okay, it's basically an APC, which is cool to me. I dig it.
Yeah. I would like to add one thing here, rules wise, that we kind of glanced over here. It should be noted that Shriv is heavy only, which means you can take him in the land speeder or the air speeder. So this is a field commander option for the existing Rebel heavies too, which I think is actually kind of a big deal. You know, I think it makes air speeder lists. I think you know, I think they're already gaining some ground. I think this maybe adds some more to that.
Totally.
You know, and maybe this is good on the land speeder as kind of like a mobile command platform type of deal. Worth mentioning.
Yeah, I think leaning into field commander where you can put it into existing units is a good thing because you're opening list building, right? Like you're opening avenues that weren't there once before.
Speaking of field commanders, you can use on old units. Should we do the Empire one?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the LAAT first, or do we just want to talk about the field commander upgrade?
Let's hit Governor Price real quick, just because.
Sure, take us through it, my man.
Sure. So Governor Price, Imperial only, heavy only. So notably, it can be used with an ATST, field commander, and it has free action. Choose a friendly trooper unit you're transporting, or at range 1 to 2, it gains 1 aim and 1 suppression token. So free action aim seems pretty good on like Bosk.
Yeah.
ATST Bosk.
Yeah. I think that this is great. You know, you could slap a name token down on item if you want, or whatever, you know, or just a set of snipers.
Yep. Yeah. Free aims are free aims.
Yeah, you're going to want to be hitting it with like a unit with courage 2 or more because of the suppression token.
Yeah, this suppression token is not a May.
Yeah,
unlike the other one.
Yeah, it should be noted because you don't want to take that free aim, but also lose an action. That would definitely feel bad. It's interesting. We talked a little bit precast. I think Price is great. Obviously, field commander great. I still think the ATST is going to miss Surge when bringing her, but it opens up list building, so that's a net positive, right? You gotta look at it both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're making 45 points back in the officer that you don't have to take now in the ATST list, or 35, I guess. You're spending the 10 regardless, so
yeah, it's right. 45.
You know, you're saving 45. So, yeah, I mean, you're definitely losing some offensive capability to make this your command post, right? I don't know. I think it's probably fine.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the actual vehicle that it comes with. The LAAT LE Patrol Transport. This thing is basically a Black Hawk helicopter, Star Wars version.
This thing is easily the best model in the game and hasn't even come out yet.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's 120 points. It has full armor. It has Arsenal 2, Cover 1, Hover Air 2, which I don't think we've seen yet, Basically it's like those Sith probe droids, but on a vehicle, and it's 2 instead of 1, so it can fly over Height 2 stuff.
It sort of seems like it's like like would it be Speeder 2 technically? Without the restriction of a compulsory
Without the compulsory move, and it can also move sideways.
Well, yeah, it can reverse, strafe, and take a standby, which is objectively better than like what Speeder 2 would be, probably.
Yeah, I just like as far as like ignoring terrain goes.
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
that's kind of the component of Speeder I was attempting to talk about there. Yeah,
I got
in
you.
every other sense, it's nowhere like Speeder, but yeah. Kyle has cats and stuff in the background, so I'm gonna take over from here. It's also got immune blast, melee, and range 1 weapons. It's also transport 1 closed. A very similar profile to the AA5 in that it is weight save on defense, 8 health, 6 resilience, surges on defense, not on offense. It's speed 2. Unlike the AA5, it does have an inbuilt twin laser cannon gun, which is a red and 3 black at range 3. Fixed front. It's a helicopter. Makes sense. It also has an ordnance slot, though, which means it can take all of those sweet shells and stuff you put on the AAT and the Saber tank.
Yeah. This seems like a great candidate for the Bunker Busters, the one with blast that's range 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, Bunker Busters are range 2, aren't they?
I think so.
Oh, are they range 2?
I
Maybe
think
I'm thinking
the
of the
armor piercing.
I'm thinking of the armor,
Yeah.
the Impact 3 ones, which would also be decent on this thing.
Yeah.
I do think that the Bunker Busters, despite being range 2, would be interesting on this because you're probably going to be transporting something, Palpatine, and you're going to want to be in the face of your opponent's army. It also should be noted that it doesn't have any weak points, if I'm not mistaken, or at least not on the front of the card. If it's on the, I think it would be on the front of the card. I don't think that would be on the back. So if it doesn't have weak point, like, you're okay throwing that at your opponent, right? Because you're not worried about taking rear or side arc shots that are guaranteeing your opponent impact. So you can bring Palpatine and bring him to the middle of the opponent's army while also hitting them with a gun that has blast and scatter, which is also good for Palpatine.
Yeah. We'll see how effective this actually is as a flying Palpmobile, just because Palp's already expensive and this thing is 120 points. I mean, if it lets you drop a Palp nuke in the middle of your opponent's army kind of at will, maybe that's worth it.
It also, like, unlike the tank, is cheaper. Makes Palpatine like completely untouchable until it dies or he gets out. Right? Like, there are a lot of, as far as like moving Palpatine to where you want to go, this is a much better choice than the tank.
Sure, totally.
I don't know.
It's also considerably faster. So Luke Eddie confirmed on the Discord that the base was 120 millimeters, which I guess is like a new size. It's somewhere in between the heavy base, which is the ATST and the T47, and the super large base, which is the AAT and the Saber. It's like in between those two.
Okay.
So that's big, and then it's got a speed 2 move, and it flies. So
See, I wasn't watching the stream, so I didn't catch that part. But I remember when these pictures were like first like surfacing from like the leaks, people were like, "Oh, that looks like it's on like an AAT base." I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's nowhere near the size of a Saber tank or an AAT. It wouldn't be on that big of a base. So like, that makes sense that it's on a slightly smaller but larger base.
Yeah, apparently it is. What is that in inches? 120 millimeters.
I have no idea.
Like? Okay. Anyway, it's big. This thing is fast, and it can move sideways. So
Google tells me it's 4.72.
Okay, there you go. So with a speed 2 move is 5 inches, 4.72. This thing moves 9 inches in one move. So If you give it bunker busters, that's a threat range of 21 inches. If you put Palpatine in it, that's and now you will die threat range of. What do you get? You get a speed 1 move after you get out.
You cannot, and now you will die in the same turn you speed 2 move.
No, why not?
Huh? Why not?
Enlighten me on the closed transport
because when
rules.
you get out of a closed transport, you can't take free actions.
Period.
I believe so.
Okay. Man, that's
Even
unfortunate. I'm picturing Palpatine like hovering down from a LAAT, with his arms outstretched, just zapping people with lightning.
I mean, he can do it first on the next turn.
Oh, clearly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can, like, last first it, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, like, I can check right now. But
I thought that was if you move twice or something.
I think if the thing you're in moved twice.
Right, that's what I mean.
Right, which would make
I feel like we need some drop, some kind of music for looking something up.
Hold on. Clearly, we are like fantastic with transport rules.
Yes.
But if I'm not,
you see them so often.
But if I'm not mistaken, you get a free speed 1 move when you disembark, right?
You do.
So you could essentially move once, disembark. That's roughly about 13 inches, and then double move, which would be another 4 inches per, which would be about 21 inches. So you have a 21-inch threat range with Palpatine within Now You'll Die because it's a free card, right? Because it's and Now You'll Die is
It's
still 21 inches.
No, it's like 20
or 20.
It's a little shy of 20.
Okay.
The fact that this is definitely under disembark and not transport closed.
Yeah, it is.
I just like read through all the transport closed stuff and I'm like, this is not where I want it to be.
Yeah, listen. There's one thing I've learned with the RRG is that if it's in the place you think it is, it's in the opposite place of that, and you figure those things out quickly.
I'm almost there.
No, it's the same. It doesn't matter whether it's open or closed. It's the same rules. So when a unit disembarks, if the vehicle that is transporting that unit has performed more than one standard move or reverse during the current round, disembarking uses that unit's entire activation, and it cannot perform additional actions or free actions.
Right. So you can't double move.
You cannot double move, but you can single move it, and now you'll die.
Yeah, and then you get your free speed 1.
And you get your free speed 1.
Palpatine 3 times, and then you can zap.
Well, disembarking is an action.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
So like you don't get like a free.
That's right.
Out of the deal.
Okay, I thought it was a free. Okay.
That would be silly.
Yeah. I've transported 0 times, so.
But that's still, what is that? 9 inches for the LAAT.
15.
4 inches for the free speed 1 move. Another 4 inches for your action speed 1 move. Plus, 4 free actions for zapping things. So that's 29 inches.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's also 300 plus points.
Oh, clearly.
For something where you're not going to have a Palpatine after you do it.
Yes, possibly. At a minimum, it sounds hilarious.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. Palpatine jumping out of a helicopter and lightning people in the face sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
No question.
Yep, definitely. Puts a new meaning on Pelt Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
More practically, you probably just want to put like snows in this thing, or Death Troopers with their range 2 pool. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the best unit to put in this. That's like not Palpatine. I'm having maybe a full scout team with a sniper rifle. Wouldn't be the worst.
That'd be pretty good. Range 2, 8 dice, Pierce, sharpshooter.
Yeah, it's like 70 points. It's a unit you can afford to lose.
Sorry, 10 dice.
Yeah, it's 10 black dice.
It's 10 black dice, yeah.
Which with sharpshooter and Pierce, that's good if you get it on target.
And it protects those white saves on the way in.
Yeah,
is Callus like
an
aggro melee Callus, but at that point you're kind of negating the point of bringing in the LAAT, which would be field commander or Peltmobile, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe operative Vader.
Guard. What about guard?
Then you're not using Guardian, which I feel like is their main.
This is the point.
Purpose. Yeah, I don't know. I think like roll wise, it feels a little weird in the Empire arsenal, but you know, I guess technically you could transport an E-web in this thing.
Yeah, but it still has to get out to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, does disembarking trigger cumbersome technically?
Yeah, because it's a move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think if you want to do the E-web thing, I think you just put it in a tank so you can fire from the tank.
Yeah, that seems way better for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe snows, maybe like full scouts seems entertaining. I don't know. I guess we'll see how people use this. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We haven't, they only previewed the one pilot card, so there might even be more stuff that comes with this. Who knows?
Totally.
All right, and then lastly we got Commander Fox. So this thing is in fact not just an Empire unit; it is also a Republic unit.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of Price, the Republic gets clone Commander Fox, who is field commander. It is LAAT only, so you cannot put him in a saber. And free action, choose a friendly trooper unit you're transporting, or at range 1 to 2, it gains 1 surge token and may remove 1 suppression token. So it's like a little mini Inspire plus a surge token, which is not as good as an aim or a dodge, but
this card has your army gets reliable 1 on it.
Yeah,
deal.
basically.
Like, basically like all the other search mechanics and clones.
Yeah.
I've started calculating reliable and like just taking it off their unit cards and just like my army has this many search tokens.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not quite as good as reliable because the unit has to, it's a free action, it's a card action, so the unit has to activate before you get it. But
no
yeah.
doubt. Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's worth 10 points.
It is if you're using the field commander, but then you're not taking Rex or the clone commander, so
Yeah, and doesn't like Ayala Sakura have field commander?
She does.
She does, yeah.
So I mean, clearly, I don't. Is she?
Actually,
is she
I wonder if
saber
she's
tank only.
I was just gonna say she's saber tank only. That might be. Bringing it up right now. Bang, bang, boom. She is saber tank only.
Okay, so I mean, like, I guess like it's kind of like whatever heavy you brought, like that's the field commander you bring type deal. But like, I sort of feel like Ayala's only 5 points and she's inspired 2. Like clearly she doesn't put a surge token down, but
Suppression mitigation in its saber tank list is actually important.
yeah,
Depending on how you build it out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think, like, I think 5 points for this guy would be a little bit more reasonable. I don't know. But surge tokens are really good in clones, so.
I mean.
Yeah, it seems fine.
I mean, I guess you could go into like a secret mission, like overload and like go field commander R2 Padme.
Yo,
and, like,
I actually think that so like in Empire, there's not like a great ton of great things like put in the helicopter, but like if you thought R2 was a secret mission menace before, not only is he a menace in the helicopter, he's like in the helicopter, like pulling levers, repairing it and shit.
Yeah, like not to go full blown degenerate, but
you can't take actions. Well, I think
no, you have to get out to take.
You got to get out, but you can still fix it from the ground.
Right. You could put R2 in the LAAT and you could infiltrate Padme into a decent spot and threaten double secret mission really quickly on your opponent. It kind of sounds, I kind of hate myself for bringing that up, but it's a thing. It's doable. It'll cost you some points and you won't be bringing Rex as a generic commander. So, I mean, well, you could, I guess, but I think if you're going into that build, you're bringing the field commander. I think.
I mean, I think like 160 points for like R2 and a helicopter. For like a secret mission that your opponent pretty much like can't stop you from scoring.
Well,
I shouldn't say can't stop, but like
because you can't double move, get out, and score a secret mission because you can't perform free actions.
Totally, but you also can score it on like turn 2 if you want to.
Right, but although you can't get back in once you have a victory token,
you can't get it back into a closed transport.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Any kind of transport.
I think that's fine. because
That's never come up in any of my games. Sorry for not knowing that one.
Yeah, it's
no, this is like new like edge case things where like weird stuff. Yeah, but that's where you like play blast off and get R2 back into like a safe spot, and your opponent can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's not transporting R2, it's just like playing Apache longbow and popping up over the trees and firing some bunker busters into your opponent. I don't know. As like an option for scoring secret mission, I think it's pretty good. And you're probably going to want to take R2, even if like the point is not to score a secret mission. Like if you're taking armor in Republic list, you're probably taking R2 anyways, right? I don't know.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah. We'll have to look up. The thing I was thinking of is objective tokens. It's possible that's slightly different than the secret mission thing.
I'm pretty sure.
Kyle's over here like, I thought I knew how this worked.
I'm
Sure. Now that I'm looking it up,
that the victory token goes on your unit card, which means that would not have any reflection on you getting back into that thing.
We'll have to figure this out because that's interesting.
So join us, Notorious Scoundrels, where we don't know weird rules like this because we've never seen them happen.
Yeah, this is super edge casey. Maybe not soon to be super edge casey.
I don't think so, because I think it's a legit thing. Like I think.
Yeah, I mean, you just disembark after
well, that's what I
double
mean.
move.
Soon to be not edge case.
The next next turn, you're like, I do the thing, repair the helicopter, and then get back in it. you know, and now the helicopter flies away.
Based on my cursory while we were briefly playing Jeopardy music reading, it looks like you can do that.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, we also got some images for some other stuff.
We did.
Specifically a super tactical droid.
I'm sorry, you said that wrong. I think you meant to say Kyle Dornbus.
I'm very much looking forward to this dude. We have no idea what he does, but the tactical, everybody loved the T series, the regular tactical droid. So
yes,
now
love is the right word.
Now we bring you the super tactical droid. Anyway, yeah, he looks awesome. That's all we know. We also got Magna Guard. Also look awesome. Also, all we know.
The model is amazing.
It is.
It's pretty good. The gun is like, the proportions on the gun are a little weird.
I thought, okay. I thought I was going crazy thinking that, and it might have been because I had a little alcohol when I first saw that picture, and I was like, man, I don't know, that gun looks a little weird compared to the Magna body, but maybe I wasn't crazy after all.
He's a killer robot. He can hold a like giant two-handed gun like a pistol.
It just looks like a gun a bounty hunter would have, not a like Magna Guard. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Lucasfilm is super anal about everything being accurate to canon. So
totally,
whatever this pistol is, if it's something that Magna Guard normally use, then that's how it's supposed to look.
I'm sure it looks the way it's supposed to. I just like I looked at the barrel on this thing and I was like, okay, all right.
It's it does. You're right. It does look like a bounty hunter gun, like something that like IG-88 or Han Solo would carry.
Actually, it looks like something like Hondo would have.
Yeah, there you go.
It very looks like, kind of like, I don't know, rough and like maybe like,
it looks like a
piratey. Yeah, totally.
And it's a very large pistol. It's definitely Anyway.
Yeah, I do think
and he's got an electro staff coat too, also. Which looks pretty awesome. It has actual lightning on it. Yeah, it looks amazing. All right, and then we got a Wookiee.
I think we got a couple of Wookiees.
Did we get a couple of Wookiees?
In the official like AMG spoiler, there's like a Wookiee with kind of like a wooden looking sword thing, but I think
there's like a Wookiee holding two swords like this.
Yeah, I think people have been like speculating that like it's like Tar4 or something.
Oh, Tarful from Fallen Order.
Slash the episode 3.
Yeah, I think he's just the like Wookiee general from episode 3.
I had no idea that was him. Not gonna lie.
I like how you said Tarful from Fallen Order. That's
I had no
hilarious.
idea that was him.
I mean, I think he's in Fallen Order.
No, he
too.
clearly is
He
in
is.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But that's like saying Anakin from the Clone Wars TV
I don't think
series.
I've ever noticed. I don't think I ever noticed his name in episode 3.
I'm trying to find the other picture. I can't
So
see it. I know I've
he's-
seen it today.
So he's the Wookiee commander that talks to Yoda in episode 3.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm working on my Lando from Battlefront expansion here.
Yeah.
To be
so,
fair, the art is from Battlefront, so
No, I know. I'm just saying, like the way you said that, it's like Tarful is
I legitimately
featuring primarily in Fallen Order, and he's not actually in one of the movies.
I think I watched like bits and pieces of episode 3 like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't think,
Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time.
wow. No, I know. I'd never caught on to that.
Yep.
we're revoking Zach's nerd card after this cast. He's got to earn it back.
Yeah. All right. I think that was pretty much it. I guess we can probably look forward to some kind of reveal articles that give us more info soonish.
I hope so. Being rules junkie, I really wanted there to be more than just a couple unit cards, but that's just me,
And even then, we just basically got unit cards and nothing else.
Yeah, it's like we didn't get the whole story. I feel like, particularly with Yoda, I feel like.
I mean, any character without their command cards, it's like.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you much,
No.
I'll say it though. I think we got a little more than I expected, if I'm being honest. Like, there's a good amount of stuff in here. Like,
Yeah, I was not expecting a unit card. I just thought we'd get the model, and that's it.
No, that's what I thought too. And so I mean, maybe it'll come sooner than later.
Yeah, who knows? I'm excited. I might actually buy some clones.
Oh, come on.
Play Yoda.
No, you're not allowed
Why not?
Why is he not allowed?
because I said so.
Okay.
I can't.
I mean-
I can't taint your faction
No,
with my
stay out
presence.
of it.
He can play lightsaber users. They're all less good than Rex.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I had this discussion. We had this discussion on the Discord today. I think that the only time that I have not played a lightsaber user for any tournament was Invader League Season 3.
I mean,
What, when you played Bosk?
Yes, when I played.
I
Boss.
distinctly remember an Invader League game where you didn't play a lightsaber user.
For an actual in eliminations.
No, in round robin.
Oh well, yeah. Sorry, I mean like for the actual. Not that
Sure.
round robin isn't part of the tournament, but yes,
that was
I
your
had-
Empire win, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah. So yeah, I'm not handicapping myself by playing a lightsaber user. Come on.
I mean, to be fair,
In Republic you are, but that's
Okay,
a story
maybe.
for another day.
Yeah. We can argue about that when we hit the commander slot for Republic.
Yeah.
and to be fair, when you played Bosk, that not only played into your play style, there were also not a lot of other long range things that could kill Bosk, and it really played into your play style, which is to sit back and shoot.
It did.
Bosk is just as amazing today as he was when Kyle won with him.
I think
Yeah.
that Bosk is completely underplayed and underutilized right now, so I agree with you. But when Bosk first came out, he was definitely
There were
really,
less
really-
threats to him.
Yes,
than
there was
there
less
are
things
now.
for
Yeah.
him to be chipped at, basically.
All right. Anyway, this is not a podcast about Bosk.
Sort of is.
Well, I mean, yes, this specific episode is not about Bosk. We are going to continue at some point walking through. We've hit all the core slots. We're going to continue walking through the other slots. And I'm sure we'll have many hot takes when we get to the commander slot for Republic.
I think we're gonna have hot takes when we get to the commander slot for every faction.
Oh, clearly. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. We are the Notorious Scoundrels. I'm Kyle.
I'm Mike.
I'm Tarful.
Tarful from Fallen Order. And stay fresh, cheese bag.